Welcome back to Tesifix for another deep dive.
You got it.
Today we're hitching up to the Cybertruck owner's manual
Yeah.
for a crash course in towing.
Oh, right.
Think of this as your cheat sheet to hauling like a pro.
We're going straight to the source for this one.
Straight to the source.
Yeah.
The owner's manual itself.
You got it.
So before we even think about hitching up a trailer,
Yeah.
what's the first thing the manual stresses?
Well, the manual really emphasizes that towing impacts way more than just range.
Right.
It's really easy to get fixated on how far you can go, but towing puts extra stress on nearly every part of the Cybertruck. You know, the motors, the brakes, the tires, the suspension.
Wow.
It's like a full body workout for your truck.
Okay, so what are the key driving adjustments someone needs to keep in mind when they've got that extra weight behind them?
Yeah, so you know everything becomes a bit exaggerated when you're towing.
Okay.
You need to slow down, take those turns wider, and give yourself much more following distance.
Okay.
So imagine trying to parallel park a stretch limo.
Oh my God.
That's kind of what it's like maneuvering a trailer.
Got to think big.
Yeah.
Now the manual has this whole section on the pre-tow checklist.
Right.
It reads like a pre-flight checklist for a spaceship.
Yeah, it's mission critical stuff.
Wow.
Before you even think about connecting to that trailer,
Right.
there are vital steps to take.
Okay.
And some are even legal requirements.
Oh.
Meaning skipping them could earn you a ticket.
Okay. Nobody wants that.
No.
What are some of those essential pre-tow checks?
Tire pressure is at the top of the list.
Got it.
The manual is very specific about inflating those tires to the cold tire pressure listed for towing.
Right.
It's actually higher than what's on the door jamb sticker.
Now, why is cold tire pressure so important?
Right.
I feel like there's a science lesson hidden in there somewhere.
You're right.
Okay.
As tires heat up from driving, their pressure increases. So if you inflate them to the correct pressure when they're already warm, you're setting yourself up for overinflation when they cool down.
Right.
And overinflated tires can compromise traction handling and wear out faster.
So it's all about starting with that baseline cold pressure.
Exactly.
To ensure things are just right as the tires warm up during the tow.
You got it.
Okay. What's next on this pre-flight checklist?
The Cybertruck's adjustable suspension needs some attention. The manual recommends setting it to low to match the height of your trailer.
Right.
And of course, you'll need the proper ball mount designed for your towing setup.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Anything else before we actually hook up the trailer?
Let's not forget about those mirrors.
The mirrors.
Yes, you absolutely need a clear view behind you, especially with the trailer.
Right.
So adjust your mirrors accordingly.
Got it.
And consider towing mirrors for extra visibility.
Got it.
If you're hauling something substantial.
Great point.
Yeah.
Now we're finally at the trailer itself.
All right.
What do we need to inspect before hitching it up?
One of the first things to check is the tongue weight.
Okay.
Which is the downward force the trailer exerts on the hitch.
Right.
Think of it like a seesaw.
I like that analogy.
Too much weight on one end and the whole thing is off balance.
Yeah.
The magic number here is around 10% of the trailer's total weight.
Okay.
But never exceeding the maximum listed in the manual.
So we're aiming for that 10% sweet spot.
You got it.
What happens if we get the tongue weight wrong?
Too much weight on the tongue can overload the hitch and impact your Cybertruck's steering.
Wow.
Too little, and you risk trailer sway.
Yeah.
Basically, the trailer starts fishtailing behind you.
Oh.
Not a fun experience.
Not at all.
The manual even warns that loads balanced over the wheels or heavier in the rear can cause this sway.
Oh, wow.
Potentially leading to a loss of control.
That's scary.
It's crucial to get that weight distribution just right.
Yikes. Sounds like getting that tongue weight right is critical.
It is.
What else should we be looking at on the trailer itself?
Safety always comes first.
Of course.
Double check that all the hitch components, safety chains, and electrical connectors are in tip-top shape.
Okay.
And securely attached.
Right.
Any signs of wear and tear, don't risk it.
Okay.
Get them fixed before you hit the road.
Got it.
Also, give those trailer lights a test run.
Right.
Brake lights, turn signals, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
Being seen is vital out there.
Absolutely. Safety first.
Yes.
Anything else on the trailer checklist?
One final thing.
Okay.
Secure that cargo. You don't want anything turning into a projectile inside the trailer if you need to brake suddenly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The manual highlights how dangerous load shifts can be, potentially causing a loss of control.
Okay, so We've meticulously checked our tires.
We have.
Adjusted the Cybertruck settings, inspected the trailer like a hawk.
We're good to go.
It feels like we're finally ready to roll.
Right?
But before we hit the open road, let's take a quick pause.
Sounds good.
And come back to explore some of the more advanced towing features the Cybertruck has to offer.
We'll be back in a flash. All right, see you soon.
Okay, so we're back for part 2 of our deep dive into the Cybertruck's towing capabilities.
You know, just going through that pre-tow checklist already has me feeling like a towing pro.
Right.
But I'm ready to delve into the techie side of things.
Excellent. Well, let's start with the Cybertruck's impressive towing capacity.
Okay.
The manual states that with the 20-inch wheels, it can handle a maximum towing capacity of 11,000 pounds.
11,000 pounds.
And a tongue weight limit of 1,100 pounds.
Wow. That's more than some gas-guzzling trucks out there.
It is.
But I'm curious about something I saw in the manual.
Okay.
GVWR. What exactly does that mean? And how does the cargo I carry in the truck affect my towing capacity? You're asking all the right questions.
Okay.
GVWR stands for Gross Vehicle Weight Rating.
Oh.
It's essentially the maximum safe weight the Cybertruck can handle.
Got it.
Including its own weight passenger's cargo and the trailer tongue weight.
Oh.
So let's say you've loaded up the truck with camping gear and have a couple of passengers.
Right.
That reduces the amount of tongue weight the truck can manage.
Interesting.
Which in turn affects your overall towing capacity.
So it's all interconnected.
Exactly.
More cargo equals less towing capacity.
You got it.
Now, something else that caught my eye in the manual was a disclaimer from Tesla about towing practices.
Yes, and it's an important one.
Yep.
Essentially, Tesla's saying, we've given you this incredible towing machine, but use it responsibly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They want to make sure people understand the importance of safe towing practices.
Right.
They aren't taking any chances with safety.
Makes sense. Tow smart, folks.
Exactly.
Okay, now on to a topic close to my heart. Tires.
Ah, yes, the unsung heroes of towing.
They are.
And speaking of heroes, remember those cold tire pressures we talked about earlier?
Yes.
Well, they become even more critical when you're towing.
But
the manual specifies higher cold tire pressures for towing than what's listed on the door jam sticker.
Wait, so even though I diligently check my tire pressure using that sticker, I need to adjust it further when I'm towing?
Absolutely. Towing puts additional stress on your tires.
Oh, okay.
And underinflation can cause a real mess.
Like what?
Excessive heat buildup,
okay,
uneven wear, and even blowouts.
Blowouts?
Imagine being on a road trip with a trailer and suddenly you have a tire blowout.
No.
That's definitely not part of anyone's vacation plan.
No kidding. So what kind of pressures are we talking about here?
For the 20-inch all-season tires, the manual recommends 50 PSI when towing.
50 PSI.
And for the all-terrain tires, it's a whopping 65 PSI.
Wow, that's a big jump. So tire pressure checked.
Checked.
Any other tire wisdom you want to share?
One more crucial point. Never, and I mean never, tow on a tire that's been repaired using a tire repair kit.
Really?
Those kits are for temporary emergencies only.
Wow.
They are not designed to handle the constant load of towing.
Interesting. I never knew that. So if I get a flat tire while towing, it's game over.
Not necessarily, but you'll need to get that tire properly replaced before you even think about continuing your journey.
Okay.
And this is a good reminder about those safety chains we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
If a tire does fail while towing,
right,
those chains can be a lifesaver by keeping the trailer connected to your Cybertruck.
Okay, you've officially made me a tire safety advocate.
Glad to hear it.
Now, can we finally delve into that mysterious trailer mode?
Oh.
The manual keeps mentioning it. It sounds almost magical.
It is pretty magical. Trailer mode optimizes a bunch of the Cybertruck systems to work seamlessly with a trailer.
So how does it work? Do I need to switch it on manually every time I hook up a trailer?
The brilliant thing is that it often engages automatically.
Right.
When you connect the trailer's electrical connector to the Cybertruck, trailer mode kicks in on its own.
Oh, wow.
It's like the Cybertruck recognizes that it's time to get to work.
That's cool.
But you can also activate or deactivate it manually through the touchscreen if needed.
Oh, okay. So I have some control over it.
You do.
What exactly does trailer mode do to the Cybertruck's systems? Give me the behind-the-scenes scoop.
Well, it adjusts the truck's stability control and braking systems to account for the added weight and length of the trailer.
Right.
It's like teaching your truck to walk with a weighted vest on.
Oh.
But there's a catch. Some autopilot features change when trailer mode is active.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
For example, cruise control keeps a greater following distance.
Oh, that makes sense.
You need more stopping power when you've got a heavy load trailing behind you.
Right. So even with all this advanced technology lending a hand, I still need to be extra cautious while towing.
Precisely. Trailer mode is a fantastic safety feature. But it doesn't replace good driving habits and attentiveness.
Got it.
You're still the captain of this ship. And being aware of your surroundings and potential hazards is crucial.
Speaking of control.
Yes.
Let's talk about brakes.
Oh.
I imagine those are pretty important when you're hauling a heavy load.
You bet. The Cybertruck comes equipped with a built-in trailer brake controller, which automatically applies the trailer brakes when you decelerate.
Oh, wow.
It's a sophisticated system, but it does need calibration each time you connect a new trailer.
Calibration sounds a bit intimidating. Walk me through it.
It's actually pretty straightforward.
Okay.
You just drive at a low speed in a safe, open area.
Got it.
And use either the right scroll button on the steering wheel or the touch screen to apply the trailer brakes. You then adjust the trailer brake gain setting until the brakes engage smoothly without locking up.
So it's all about finding that sweet spot where the trailer brakes are helping slow down the load without causing any skidding.
You got it.
Okay. And here's a pro tip.
Okay.
The ideal brake gain setting can vary.
Right.
Depending on factors like your trailer load, the number of axles, and even the road surface. So you might need to make adjustments on the fly if conditions change.
Exactly.
Got it. It seems like towing requires a lot of attention to detail.
It does.
And adjustments based on the situation.
Yeah.
It's not just about hitching up and going.
No, it's not.
Well said. The manual also mentions something called EOH brakes.
Yes.
Which sounds pretty high-tech. What's the deal with those?
EOH stands for electric over hydraulic.
Oh, okay.
It's a type of braking system used on some trailers, especially those with heavier loads.
Okay.
The Cybertruck is equipped to handle EOH brakes.
Oh, that's nice.
But there are a couple of things to keep in mind.
Like what? Fill me in.
EOH brakes draw power from the Cybertruck's battery. Tesla recommends connecting an additional battery to the system to ensure sufficient power, especially for braking.
Got it.
And here's a word of caution. Don't overload the auxiliary power system when the EOH brakes are active.
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
No power struggles when those brakes are engaged.
Exactly.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Towing capacity, tire pressure, trailer mode brakes.
It's a lot.
I'm starting to feel pretty confident about hitching up and heading out on an adventure.
Oh, right.
But before we wrap up this deep dive,
let's
tackle one more essential aspect of towing. Parking.
Ah, yes. The art of parking with a trailer.
Nope.
It's not always as simple as it seems.
Right.
Especially when you're dealing with a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
And a potentially massive trailer.
Sounds like we're about to get into some real-world scenarios.
You bet. And trust me, in these scenarios, wheel chocks become your best friend.
Oh, I have a feeling you're about to tell me why.
Picture this. You're parked on a grade, maybe at a scenic overlook or a rest stop.
Yeah.
You think you've got everything secure, but suddenly your trailer starts rolling away.
Oh, no.
Not a pretty picture, right?
It's definitely not. Okay, convince me why wheel chocks are so essential.
Wheel chocks are those little wedges you place behind the trailer wheels to prevent them from rolling.
Okay.
They're especially crucial when parking on an incline.
Got it.
But honestly, it's a good habit to use them anytime you unhitch a trailer.
No?
It's like that extra layer of security you never knew you needed.
All right, I'm sold, but how do you use them properly? Is there a specific technique?
It's best to make it a two-person job for maximum safety.
Okay.
One person keeps their foot firmly on the brake pedal, while the other carefully wedges those chocks behind the trailer wheels on the downhill side.
Okay.
Once the chocks are in place and secure, slowly release the brake pedal and make sure those chocks are doing their job holding the weight.
Got it. Teamwork makes the dream work.
It does.
Any other parking tips for towing doobies like me?
The manual emphasizes avoiding parking on a grade whenever possible.
Whoa.
But if you absolutely have to park on a slope, chalk those wheels like your life depends on it.
Okay.
And this is a good reminder. Always double check that your parking brake is engaged as well.
Right.
Redundancy is your friend when it comes to safety.
Safety first, always. Okay, I think we've covered the main points of parking with the trailer.
We have.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, there's one final Lehman question. Range.
Ah, yes, the million-dollar question.
It is.
How does towing affect that precious Cybertruck range?
I'm ready for the truth. No sugarcoating.
Well, brace yourself because towing significantly impacts range.
Okay, significantly are we talking?
Like really significantly. Oh. Even with the Cybertruck's impressive battery and trip planner adjustments, expect a major range reduction when you're pulling a trailer.
Okay, give me a ballpark figure. How much range am I realistically looking at when towing?
It's tricky to give a precise number because so many factors are at play. The weight of the trailer, the terrain, your driving style, even the weather. But here's a general rule. Expect your range to be cut in half, if not more.
Wow.
Depending on the circumstances.
That's a serious hit. So what's the best strategy for combating this towing-induced range anxiety?
Planning.
Yeah.
And I mean, overestimate your energy needs.
Got it.
Like really overestimate them. Map out your route meticulously, factoring in charging stops along the way.
Right.
And keep in mind, charging times can be longer when you're towing.
Oh.
So factor that into your schedule as well.
This sounds like a whole new level of trip planning.
It is.
Compared to just cruising solo in the Cybertruck.
It absolutely is. You have to think like a long-haul trucker.
Yeah.
Anticipating charging needs and having a backup plan for unexpected delays.
Solid advice. I'm starting to see how towing with the Cybertruck is its own unique adventure.
It is.
It requires knowledge preparation and a healthy dose of respect for the power and responsibility involved.
You've got it, but the challenges are part of what makes it so exciting, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And just imagine the possibilities.
Oh, yeah.
With the Cybertruck's towing capabilities.
Right.
You could haul a boat to a secluded lake, a camper to a mountain retreat, or even a mobile workshop across the country. The open road is your oyster.
Now you're thinking big.
I am.
And that's the beauty of the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
It's a tool that can help you turn those dreams into reality.
Right.
As long as you approach towing with knowledge, preparation, and a sense of adventure.
Well said. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, let's quickly touch on a couple of practical details that every Cybertruck owner should know about towing.
Sounds good. Let's equip our listeners with a few more nuggets of towing wisdom before we set them free to explore the world with their Cybertrucks.
Okay. First up, hitch and electrical connections.
All right.
Where's the hitch located, and what kind of electrical setup are we talking about?
The Cybertruck's hitch is tucked away behind the rear fascia, underneath the tailgate.
Got it.
You'll need to remove the hitch cover to access it. As for the electrical connections, the Cybertruck offers both a 7-pin and a 4-pin outlet.
Wait, 2 different outlets. Why 2?
Think of it this way. The 4-pin connector is for later trailers that only need basic lights, your taillights, and turn signals.
Okay.
The 7-pin connector is for heavier trailers that require their own braking system.
So I just use the outlet that matches my trailer's wiring harness.
Exactly.
Got it.
And here's a crucial point.
Okay.
The manual stresses checking those electrical connections before every single tow.
Okay.
Make sure they are tight and secure, and double check that all your trailer lights are working properly before hitting the road.
Got it. Check those connections religiously.
You got it.
All right. I think we've covered just about everything there is to know about towing with the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
At least according to the owner's manual, we've hitched up a whole lot of knowledge today.
We have.
Now. All right, folks, we're back for the final stretch of our Cybertruck towing deep dive.
You got it.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From pre-trip checklists and tire pressures.
Yeah.
To the magic of trailer mode braking system.
Right.
And even parking strategies.
We've explored it all straight from the Cybertruck owner's manual.
Straight from the source.
You got it.
And let's not forget that reality check.
Oh, yeah.
About towing's impact on range.
Right.
Planning those charging stops is absolutely crucial for a smooth journey.
It is.
But, after delving into all this information, I'm honestly impressed by the Cybertruck's towing capabilities.
Yeah, me too.
It's a real game changer.
It really is. Tesla has pushed the boundaries with the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Showcasing what's possible with electric vehicles when it comes to power and capability.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the brute strength.
Right.
It's also about those thoughtful design features and safety considerations that Tesla has incorporated into the whole towing experience.
I agree with you there.
They seem to have thought of just about everything.
Well, I have to say, I did wish the manual offered more specific guidance on estimated range reduction for different towing scenarios.
Like more specifics.
Yeah, like more specifics.
Okay.
It would be helpful to have some ballpark figures based on trailer weight, terrain, and other factors.
Okay, a little more clarity on that front would be welcome.
Right.
But hey, maybe they'll address it in a future software update.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I think it's up to us Cybertruck owners to share our real-world towing experiences.
Right.
And help each other figure out those range estimations.
Yeah.
There's a real sense of community and knowledge sharing when you're part of something as innovative as this.
Absolutely. It's like we're all pioneers.
Yeah.
Venturing into uncharted territory together.
We are.
Now, before we officially wrap up,
okay,
do you have a final thought-provoking question?
I do. For our listeners to ponder.
Lay it on us.
Imagine you're hitting the open road for a cross-country adventure with your Cybertruck and a trailer in tow.
Right.
What would be your ultimate towing setup?
Yeah.
What kind of trailer would you choose?
Oh.
What gear would you pack?
Yeah.
And what destinations would be on your must-see list?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is.
So many possibilities.
Right.
I think I'd go for a rugged, off-road ready camper trailer.
Right.
Something that can handle a bit of rough terrain, but still offers a cozy and comfortable interior.
All right.
Like solar panels,
a
spacious sleeping area, maybe even an outdoor kitchen setup for cooking under the stars.
It sounds like an adventure mobile.
It does.
Now, where would you take this ultimate setup?
My first stop would have to be the Pacific Coast Highway.
Oh, nice.
Imagine cruising along those stunning coastal roads.
Yeah.
The wind in your hair, with breathtaking ocean views at every window.
Beautiful.
Then I'd head inland to explore some of the national parks.
Oh, yeah.
Yosemite, Yellowstone, maybe even venture up to Glacier National Park.
Now that's an adventure I could get behind.
Yeah.
Exploring the vast beauty of this country with the Cybertruck leading the way.
It's a dream, isn't it?
It is.
But for now,
yeah,
we'll have to settle for dreaming and planning.
And maybe doing a few more deep dives into the Cybertruck owner's manual.
Yeah.
To make sure we're fully prepped for those future towing adventures.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power.
It is.
Especially when you're behind the wheel of a vehicle as capable and innovative as the Cybertruck.
You got it.
All right, folks, that's a wrap on our Cybertruck towing deep dive.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
We hope you enjoyed the ride and learned a thing or two along the way.
Drive safe.
Stay curious, keep exploring, and as always, tow safely.